Welcome to EF Talks. We are here today with Jovana and we are talking about university preparation. So thank you so much, Jovana, for coming. Maybe you could tell us a little bit about you, who you are, where have you been, about career paths and so on.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here with you today, and thank you for having me in your EF Talks. A little bit about myself, a little bit about career paths, who I'm a CEO of. We do academic counseling and career counseling, and my career actually started as an international student myself. So I was actually helping people decide where they want to go and what they want to study even before I called it a career. After I finished my studies as an exchange student in the United States, it became a natural question to people. Can you help me with this? Do you maybe have an idea if this is a good university? Do I need this test? Do you know anything about this? What visa do I need to have? And then at one point, a collaborator of mine at the time said, you should just start doing this as a career. Many years ago, this was not the most traditional career that you can have, which I think also is inspiring to our students to know that they can sometimes create paths of their own that people did not do as a career before. So now today in career paths, we help students in what we call 3 categories. One is discovery paths, which is, in my opinion, the most important one, as it helps them discover where they want to be, at least in that moment or in the near future. The next one is academic paths, and I think that EF is an important part of both of those because it allows students to get more international experiences, to learn the languages, and to understand where they want to be and what they have discovered about themselves. During the academic paths, we cover test prep, so we help students, we have a team who helps them prepare for all tests that they need to enter universities. We have a team of career coaches and psychologists who work to help them with professional and academic orientation to understand what program, in which country, for how long. And then the last part is the academic team that works with the students to create applications for the best universities that are fit for them. The last path is the career path, so we follow students of life, even those who finished their universities and studies. We help them create new careers, find their careers, jobs opportunities, tests, certificates, and so on. So I really enjoy everything we do daily and also in collaboration with EF.
Thank you so much. So many things, but let's put it down to earth. I'm a mother. My son is 12 years old. Maybe it's a little bit early, but if I would like him so much to study abroad, where I don't know if he would like to go to the US, let's see, maybe UK, but why not Spain as well? So what is the right age that you would recommend parents to start taking care of all these essays, exams, preparations that they need to do in order to be prepared and on time to get into an international university?
Thank you so much. It's a great question, and it's actually the one question that we get very often. I think you are a parent who is prepared very early to start, and most parents are shocked when we say that around 14, 15, it's a good time to start. Around 12, there are already discovery experiences that they can do to play, to learn languages. We like to call this phase between 10 and 14 the languages and sports phase. They should do as many activities they want to try. They should learn as many languages. And ideally, through EF, they can also pursue these activities outside of their home country. Then from 14, 15, we usually start with the soft orientation, which is to have enough time. I always like to emphasize to not stress the students out. That's the most important part for us, and that is the key focus for us, to help the parents, the families, and most importantly, the children to stay well, to stay happy, to not feel stressed and lost and, God forbid, depressed about the process. So when we say we should start 3 years or 4 years early, it's only to have enough time to do everything in a stress-free environment. So to answer your question most directly, ideal age to start is around 15. Depending on the school system, I would like to say it in the school years. It is 2 years before they finish high school, or sometimes even 3, depends on what the project is. Like you said, it's a different process for the UK, the US, Europe. So depending on the school group, the process will be different, but if they start at 15, they will for sure be ready for any type of process that you choose.
Perfect, thank you. And if we talk about destinations, I mean, US and UK has been always there, and it has been the dream for many students and parents to go there, but there is other new trends, new destinations where students are willing to go, or it's just US and UK?
It's a great question. I think that there are constantly also new destinations and also new programs, to be honest with you. I know that you are in the circle of families, for example, who love to play golf. So now there are new amazing programs in Spain that actually teach kids golf management, which I think if you told parents 10 years ago, no one would think it's a career. Now it's a real program that you can get a bachelor in. So I think we constantly get new locations, always traditional. United States, Canada, I think is now a very popular destination as well, because their quality of education is well recognized at a lower price than in the United States. So there are always new options that are coming up, and then it's a challenge for us that we gladly take to explore with students what are the new opportunities for their profile and for the profile of their family.
Perfect. So now let me put you a case. No, I am a mother. I said that I have a 12 years old, but now my son he has finished high school. His level of English is not very good, so I enroll him with EF to do a university preparation program that we have of 1 year. So it will be like a gap year doing this, but looking forward for him to enter into a university. As you said, I have to get ready and prepare him maybe through Career Path. In this pathway to get the SAT exam. So what is the intensity? So it's going to be like 2-3 years that they will have to, in our local home, the students will have to work on this exam. But how many hours are they going to be? Because they are already very stressed with the schools and homework. But if we add them something else that is going to be good for their future, is good. But can you tell us the intensity of this preparation?
Yes, of course I can. Another great question. This is one of the main reasons, the preparing for tests and the classes that the students need to have for this part of the process. This is one of the main reasons why we say we should start early. So to help the parents and the students that you have understand, when we say 3 years early or 2 years early, it does not mean they will be working every day for 2 years. It's actually the exact opposite, because we want them to start the first year very light. To give you the number of hours, it would maybe be 1 to 2 hours per month. Just to explore the exam, to understand the structure of the exam, and to understand what they need to do. After that light year, we would get into the period of more intense prep of maybe 3 to 6 months. It depends on the starting point that the student has, that we measure with diagnostic testing. After the diagnostic testing, we then predict if it's 3 to 6 months, and what shows with most students that realistic number of hours per week is 2 to 3 during this most intense period. Then, to go back to your example, if your son is taking a gap year, we could create a more intense prep that because then he doesn't have school, this is one of the activities that he can completely focus on. So then it can be a shorter period of time with more hours, but we try to avoid to do that during the school year, because sometimes parents ask, okay, but it's urgent, can they do 5 hours now? If the school is on, we rarely accept to do those things because it's simply not efficient. There is a level that we all have of focus, attention span, and so on, so we do not do the things we do not believe in. And then to bridge the gap in another creative way, we are in the process of creating new programs with EF, because we believe that one of ideal solutions is to attend a summer program or a program during the school year for 2 or 3 weeks, in which then the student can commit 100% to prepare for the test with the help of our tutors, with the simulation tests, and then it's easier for the parents, for the family, for the student. They know that they have 3 weeks. After that, they are ready for the test and they can move on with the next activity.
Perfect. Okay, well, so many things for parents might be very clear, but how, and this is the last question, how do we motivate a 15, 16 years old, and which tips would you give him? First, for him to be motivated, and if he's already motivated in studying abroad, university, what he should be doing as a tip for him to enroll in that dream university maybe one day.
So one tip that we usually give is start with small steps. I think that a lot of students, especially in the day and age that they live now, with social media, with so many people who seem very successful to them, they feel the pressure to only make the big steps and to only make important decisions. And as you know, and as I know, even in business, you do not make big decisions overnight. It's a collection of small decisions and the small steps you make. So we really emphasize this to the students, that discipline for this process is much more important than motivation. I think that their generation thinks that motivation is everything, and motivation, even when it comes, lasts for a very short period of time. And then I always tell them, if we go up 20% today, but then for the next 2 months we don't have anything, we will still be back to the starting point after a few months. But if we start today and we do 1% today, 1% tomorrow, 1% for the next 6 months, the work that you have to do is small and you don't feel that tired from it and you don't feel like it's too big for me. But at the end of the process, the progress is actually higher than by doing these big jumps. So we definitely encourage them to read. And I think that it's one of the habits that is a little bit lost today. But we also like to remind them that if you do not like to read physical books or digital books, there's also audiobooks, there are podcasts, there are series of conversations like you and I are having now. So if you have 3 minutes that day or you have 30 minutes, there are things that you can do to help yourself feel better.
What a valuable tip that you have gave for the books. Thank you so much for being here. For sure, all this information will help a lot. And for sure, we will be getting in touch soon.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jovana.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.